Right, so in June 2022 we were offered this rice horse trailer that's been sat in this state for goodness knows how many years, and we went to save it, and only in the nick of time by the looks of it. So the first job was to drag it out because the wheels weren't turning and the tyres are something else on this. They're not even flat, they're just non-existent. There's a wheel missing anyway. So drag it out away from the trees which have sort of grown around it, and then lift it up with two tractors and reverse the trailer underneath so that we could retrieve it. Now we decided, with it being, well, we just thought we'd go back across the fields, why not, and have it inside the sit in the back so you could keep an eye on the horse box and make sure it didn't fall off, and it didn't. I don't know why I'm sounding surprised. We then exchanged the two tractors with the loaders for this rather massive forklift, aka Luigi, and lifted it off.
Can I have a beer?
No. And since then, it sat at the top of the yard in not much better state than when we picked it up. So we decided, let's get the forklift out, get it in the workshop and start having a look at it. The forklift then decided to just break down, so it was back to the trusty case tractor to drag it back to the workshop. This is going to be slightly challenging because the tractor is much bigger and it's quite tight access to this particular workshop, but a bit of skillful driving from Adam with the trailer with no wheels on it, and it was in the workshop in a jiffy. And here we have a visit from Crack Forage, testing out the winch, which I believe was used for lowering the rear tailgate. He's quite enamoured with this. With the horse box now in the workshop, we set to putting it up on axle stands, taking the wheels off and trying to take the drums off so that we could strip it back down and see what we're going to do with it. I have actually preemptively bought a whole set of wheels, axles and everything. We've got two horse boxes and I thought it'd just be easier to just change the lot. As it turns out, this one's not that bad. With a bit of gentle hammering and some oiling, the hitch started working, the brake lever started working, some of the brakes inside the drum started working. This BDX oil, by the way, that seems to work pretty well. So with the drums off, a bit of a blow with the old blower, try and get some of the cobwebs off. There were millions of spiders in there. And then over to the other side to repeat the process. So take the grease cap off, take the split pin out, take the nut off, take the bearings out and wrestle the drum off. I'm pretty surprised that both sides, the condition of the brakes were pretty good, the shoes were all good, nothing was seized, the adjusters were all free and easy. I suppose that's what you get with mechanical brakes, not hydraulic brakes. Things don't go wrong as easily, and potentially this thing was serviced before it was parked up for all those years.
Oh, that was a lot less solid. So we might have to do something about that. Letting a new piece of angle iron across the back. I quite enjoy that sort of thing. So.
We then set about taking out the multiple floors. This really only required a crowbar, which could be used in a multitude of ways for prying or just smacking, and it all came out, I think, within about 20 minutes. And as you can see, the condition of the floor was somewhat questionable. Wet rot, dry rot, you name it. So with that done, I thought I'd take this door off. All the hinges had completely had it. I sort of slightly missed the fact that it was fiberglass and started heating the hinges, which may have melted it slightly, so I decided to take it off and just replace the hinges. Next, time to get the mudguards off. These are in, one's alright, with a big dent in it, the other one's pretty much had it, so we might just put plastic ones on, but it might be nice to try and keep the metal ones as it's got its hubcaps and everything. Here's the big dent here. As it turned out, this dent knocked out pretty well, and then I hammered and dollied all the little dents out, and actually this one's perfectly fine now. The other one's got some pretty big holes in it, so I might nick a wheel arch off the other horse box or look out for one, or we might just put plastic ones on and be done with it. Now, as part of the recovery, I think it was me, I bent the handbrake bar, but this is no matter because we have oxypropane, so with a little bit of heat we can straighten that up. Now, this isn't just the handbrake, the hitch operates the brakes by pushing this bar, so it's fairly critical that it's straight. So that's straightened, and now this is pretty much the only part of the body that's not very good, this front corner. The whole horse box body is in really good condition, which is why we had it, but just this corner has seen a bit of weather. But cut it out, make a new piece of metal and put this through the rollers to get that nice curve, using the old one as a template, and then just weld it in. This is, I think it was 2mm thick this, so it was really nice and easy to work with. Try and weld it in nice and flush, save a load of grinding, move around with the heat so it's not distorting it any. And there we go, lovely jubbly, pretty pleased with that. I think that looks pretty neat. That'll do for this video. Join us next time where we'll have a go at the floor.